we have some admin to take care of. This has been a long time coming, but we have finally launched our Patreon, which of course we have announced this publicly via Twitter and on one of our YouTube message things that you post on YouTube. So yeah, we've been teasing this pretty much all last season, but the Patreon is finally live. We have the tiers set up. Keep in mind that some of this may be subject to change, depending on the interest and the level of demand and participation that we get. We may tweak this. So stay tuned, right? We're brand new to Patreon. We don't even know if there's enough interest in the Patreon, but we have gotten enough questions about it that we're willing to try it. So
Yeah.
that's what brings us here.
And we appreciate every listener, every supporter. And this is really just a way to show us if you really, really enjoy what you're listening to. And we appreciate that. Any contribution on Patreon.
Indeed. And look, I think we've mentioned this before, but it is worth bringing up again. The main takeaway is if you do not choose to become a Patreon, you are not going to miss out on our regularly scheduled episodes. We are still going to be covering a film once a week. It's still going to come out on Wednesdays. So if you don't want to invest in us, that's fine. You'll still get the regular episodes. The point is, the more you participate in the Patreon, the more benefits, the more exclusive content you may get access to. But if you want to get to know us a little better and get a little bit of extra content, please join. And without further ado, we're going to give a quick rundown of the tiers. So obviously you can join for free on Patreon. However, you're not going to get any benefit out of that other than giving us another number to work with. But for $2 a month, you are going to get all of our episodes ad-free when applicable and a whole week early. So for $2 a month, you're going to hear no ads on future episodes. By the way, I'm not going back and editing all of the ads out in the old episodes. I'm not willing to do that. But more importantly, you're going to get next week's episode a week early. For $5 a month, you, of course, get all of the $2 benefits, plus supporter shout-outs on every season recap, plus special episodes. We've gotten some interest in perhaps doing a mailbag episode. We've gotten some interest in perhaps doing a bit of a ranking episode. So more to come there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for $10 a month, you get all of the $5 benefits, plus Patreon exclusive episodes like season recaps. But more importantly, revisiting earlier films upon request.
Wow. All this value?
Yes, all this value can be yours for $10 a month. Yeah, so we have gotten some interest in revisiting films from the past, specifically like stuff from season 1 and season 2, when we're really still finding our footing. So we may end up doing some of those again.
But wait, there's more.
There is more. For $20 a month, you're going to get all of those $10 benefits, plus boosted requests from supporters. Now, what does this mean? If you are a Patreon subscriber and you pay us $20 a month, we will cover a film of your choosing that very same season. How exciting is that? Note that this is going to be limited to one supporter per season, meaning you can't give us a dozen films and expect us to cover it all in the same season. We can't do that. We will do one film of your choosing per season. 2 if we're nice.
I think that this is a really fun opportunity for any of our listeners that I would definitely jump on if I wasn't on the show.
Me too. Now, a good question is, well, what are you going to do if you get enough of these? How do you select which ones you do? If we get enough of these, we will do a vote for the Patreon. So the people that have contributed on this $20 tier, they will get to vote. I suppose they're probably all going to vote for the film that they want, but look, we'll cross that bridge if we get there. Now, if that gets big enough where this becomes a regular thing that's being requested of us, then we'll explore the possibility of doing more than just 1 or 2 per season.
So, listeners, if you really want us to cover a movie that you love, it's at the $20 tier. So,
yeah. And worth pointing out, for $10 a month, we can revisit an old film, right? $20 a month, you can give us an old film if you want us to cover it again.
Exactly.
Obviously, if you want us to cover something that we covered like a couple weeks before, probably not very likely. But
but if you want us to cover Shrek 3 over and over and over again,
If you're willing to pay, we'll do it.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's it for the Patreon. Like we said, we just launched this the other day, so we may end up tweaking some of this. We don't know. We've never used Patreon before. This is new to us, and we're really excited to see what it brings. But again, worth reiterating, this will not interrupt our regularly scheduled episodes. Have no fear. If you are a free listener, wherever you get your podcasts, you're going to get the same podcast every week. Don't worry about that.